Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ryan Eastman coming to you live from Ameristeel Forum in lovely Pittsburgh. Joining me in the booth tonight is Jeremiah Asinta once again. It's great to have you back. How's it going, Jeremiah?
Oh, I'm doing great so far. I'm very glad to be here and commentating on a FBA game. Especially, it's already a different experience than commentating with the FBA developmental league game. So it's been a pleasure getting with you tonight.
Yes, and we have a great matchup here. It's still very early in the season, but we are seeing the team start to stand out a little bit. We have the Tennessee Moonshiners here on the road. They've made some big acquisitions in the free agency. I'm sure we'll be very excited to talk about once the game starts. And Pittsburgh, maybe not so many on the free agent front, but made a big draft night selection with Blake Evans, the blue healer. We'll get to see how the rookie does here tonight as well. Uh, Before the game gets started, which way are you leaning, Jeremiah, tonight?
Well, Tennessee has been doing quite well so far this season. They still have their a started set of starters, especially with Garland. But Pittsburgh, they they're currently a little bit struggling, but already made big improvements, especially with Blake Evans and Michael Warrior have been doing quite well, earning a few Player of the Game awards already. So but I think my choice is gonna be with the Moonshiners. They're slightly better, but I've been surprised and raw many times before, so we'll see how it goes.
Yes, you have to hope home court advantage favors Pittsburgh a little bit here tonight. As you mentioned, Tennessee does have the better start to the season thus far, but you can't discount the Keystones. They have some very talented starters, especially some very young players, like you mentioned in Garland, Ulysses, and the rookie as well, Blake Evans. Going to get some playing time here tonight, see if he can carry Pittsburgh to a win at home. Now, I think I see the players taking the court, so we'll head on down.
It should be an exciting game tonight.
Yes, and one of the main eyes I'm going to have main characters I'm going to have my eye on is the Tennessee Moonshiners picking up Michael River in free agency, a player that has made a name for himself in the playoffs, but hasn't really been in discussion as an MVP candidate yet.
Well, I think because the MPP is often awarded by vote, he while he's quite talented, he's just a very quiet person. He just comes in and do his job, and he's not really someone that gets a lot of attention.
Well, he joined a team with a lot of personality. You talk about getting a lot of attention. Arthur Selby as Kierkegaard with the three
Oh,
at the buzzer. The jackalope, not really known to hit from that range, but getting a basket there. I
you
was gonna
know,
go ahead.
uh, well, the oh, sorry, I'm still very inexperienced, so.
No worries. What I was saying is, Selby, a player that was in discussion for MVP last season, having an additional big down in the post along with Kierkegaard definitely makes Tennessee an early season favorite to make a run in the playoffs.
Well, Shelby is definitely MPB caliber player, but of course, the game is it's out of bounds.
Yeah,
But
that
um,
was Rebecca stepping on the line.
mm, but this game is very much a team sport, so Shelby can only do so much carrying the team. But thankfully, he does have some good support for the season.
Well, we saw in the finals. a team did have an opportunity to be carried by one player with Terry O'Toole uh, dragging Albany to a game 7. Just wasn't enough in the end as Tennessee gets out to an early lead here, 5-0 start, and that comes off of the turnover from Rebecca, the second-year player. And here we have the rookie Evans gets the basket, drives to the paint, and the point guard gets his first basket here tonight.
Hopefully, Blake Evans will make a big impact in this game. And I've already been hearing that he is already a shoe-in for a Rookie of the Year, even though we're still very much early in the season. But Evans is already averaging around 16 points a game.
Yeah, a lot of pressure being put on him as a rookie as we see Warrior cleaning the ball up. But we have to go back to the alley-oop by River on the Tennessee's last possession. You talked about River not being a very uh, personable, flashy person, but getting it done there with the alley-oop, I mean, sometimes that's all you need to do to that's the best way to get the ball to the basket, which is what the Deer knows how to do best. And
Well, he's definitely not going to be winning any contest and trash talking, but he just does his job at least.
yeah, as we saw Chantel laying it up and in with the finger roll into the basket. Back within one after the bit of a cold start there. Selby for 3 beyond the arc, rattles in and out. Pittsburgh, an opportunity to take a lead here, and they're going to give it to the White Lion. With the teardrop is good, and Pittsburgh does take a lead with 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
That was a very quick layup there.
Yes, Garland, a player that I think this is his 4th year in the league, coming in, had a lot of pressure put on him, having to replace the Frog as he went off into retirement. As we see Evans getting an and one opportunity here. The Blue Healer will head to the line 4-2.
If you're a rookie and you need to shine, this is a very good way of doing it right here on national television.
Oh, well, as you said that, you cursed him to miss the free throw. So
Oh,
Marcus's curse lives on even when he's not here. And there we go, River with the dunk, taking it basket to basket. And honestly, that was a mistake of the defense giving away too much lane. There was a transition. Margot Warrior has to step in between him. No offense to Rebecca, but River is going to bully the Badger down low in the post.
Yeah, that's exactly what River did in his first championship series against the Spectrum, I believe it was, and Sebastian Kukoc had no answer for River, and he kept bullying him throughout the whole series.
And a nice fadeaway there. I believe that was coming out in from Selby, the Rabbit. Uh, Again, kind of became the centerpiece of the Tennessee Moonshiners as we've seen them undergo a bit of a changing of the guard over the last couple years, and it looks like they're getting ready for a run. And Garland answering back with another teardrop roll off the fingertips. And Selby
Oh,
dunking
honestly, I
it
think
down.
that would be. Oh, geez. Way to interrupt me with that dunk. Oof.
Yes.
But as I was saying, Shelby is definitely a player that any team could work around. Whoa, block. Uh,
Yeah, but they're going to give it to their sensational rookie who steps into the paint after that block. And that just comes down to when you make a switch, you might have the advantage of speed, but you cannot discount the long reach of Kierkegaard as we saw him block there. And Selby 4-3 ties us back up.
he he just been killing it from the 3-point arc lately in the game so far.
Well, it goes back to you saying that Selby, a team can build around him. He is very much a reminder, a reminiscent memory as we see Blake. Oh, I thought he was going to go for a dunk there, but he misses it.
No.
Maybe should have dunked it there. The layup was a little too soft. Uh, but there, Weber, the second-year player, is going to dunk it down.
that once again, Pittsburgh really need to work on their post defense there.
Yeah, and maybe if the teams will give me a second to get my words out, Selby very much reminds me of a Lance Wildfire in the sense that he is a threat from beyond the arc, but also in the paint with the dunk. We've seen him participate in both dunk and 3-point contest, and like I said, he's a very easy piece to be able to build a team around. And I feel like Tennessee has been doing it over the seasons. It's not been a 1 year turnaround. It's taken a few years. And I could say the same for Pittsburgh. You know, Margot Warrior, a player that uh, took a few years to really find her stride, but she has stepped up on this Pittsburgh team as we see Chantel with her second basket.
You know, and Margaret Warrior is currently in her biggest contract ever for her in her career. So if that's just to show that if you do well on the team, then by the time you're a free agent, you can be well rewarded by the team.
Yeah, I mean, again, she'd been in discussion for a couple years regarding most improved player. Uh, Obviously, I don't want to say missed out the last 2 years with Tyler Conley and Ash Van Zant stealing it away, but her performance was not unnoticed on the Pittsburgh Keystones, who were looking for a big fur to really anchor the post, and they found one in Margot Warrior. And here we have the score tied up once again. Jean Ferdinand with the ball. Sorry, no, Selby with the ball right now. Decides to just take it himself, and like you said, right there, another great basket done in isolation in this case.
We got a timeout by the Keystones.
Well,
They needed
yeah.
it.
How the timeout is, hey guys, how do we stop Selby? Like that is the question right now because Pittsburgh is close. They're only down by 2 here. They don't really need to change anything on their offensive side. They need to make a defensive adjustment, and it might be, hey,
Well,
go ahead.
it's not time to panic just yet since we're still in the first quarter. But Selby had this ability to able to keep up his performance the entire game, and if the Keystone can't stop him, then this game might as well be over by the end of third quarter.
Well, his explosiveness definitely means a deficit can easily be relayed as we see Blessing coming in. It seems like both teams want to use that timeout really to get their bench onto the floor. We see Lady Black bringing up the ball for the Moonshiners. Over to the Tennessee rookie Bivens. Bit of a fancy move in the post, but despite the contact, is going to get the and one opportunity. I had some questions during the draft. I don't know about you, Jeremiah, about Tennessee's decision to go with another big fur in Roy Bivens, considering last year they selected Weber. It was a little surprising to me, but maybe perhaps going a bit bigger in the bench is what they were looking for.
Well, um, I think it's because they already have strong guards,
Hmm.
but I guess they feel that they they have a weakness in the power forward or center, so they decided to go on draft for Pittsburgh.
Well, I call him a big fur. He's uh, only 6'6", but 300 pounds. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
not
Hmm.
a. I don't think we'll see him at center, but at the same time, we expect him to be at power forward. His Blessing hits a three, pulling Pittsburgh back ahead, and the 3-point game has been on for both teams here tonight, as we've already hit 25 points with 3 minutes left to go.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Whew,
Oh shoot. He
just
missed it.
missed it. And Pittsburgh with an opportunity to take advantage there. And I agree. I think Tennessee had a lot of trust in Lady Black coming off the bench for them. And
Well, Well, she is a former Sixer award winner, so
Exactly. Like I said, they have a lot of trust in her coming in off the bench, and they picked up Jakora Collins as another guard. They definitely loaded up in the big position, which with some teams, that is an area that they struggle in. So Tennessee has an opportunity that they can really afford, as we see the rookie hitting the shot there from about 15 feet. I was going to say, River and Kierkegaard can kind of play a bit free on defense. They don't have to worry about fouling out because they have a couple people behind them that can just come in the game and take over defensively for them.
I agree. So far it's been a struggle for both teams defensively. I know the the Keystone they allowed the Cosmere lay up due to finding holes in the post defense, but offensively both teams are doing very well.
Yeah, like I said, both teams' offenses are absolutely on point right now. We've seen a couple small turnovers, but like right there, that matchup with Ella against Cassidy Whitelatch, Cassidy's winning that 99% of the time unless he drops the ball and uh, Ella, the horseshoe crab, manages to swipe at it. She's going to bring it up on the other end, but her three game has been good. And there we see a great matchup in the post for Timothy Svengard laying it up and in. No opportunity there from Lady Black to really impact that shot too much. I think there was about a 2 foot plus height difference between the two of those there.
Oh, Bivens threw a little bit too much mustard on that one. Oh,
Oh, yeah, and a quick turnaround. Again, Timothy, fast break opportunity, answering back with a quick bucket. Less than 40 seconds in this final second play, but wide open lane to the basket. Easy dunk coming out there from Ptolemy Adams.
once again, they need to learn how to send somebody on the paint to at least block the person from doing the layup. I've been seeing that already too many times already with the Pittsburgh defense so far in this game.
Yeah, and there is a bit of a growing plan. Ooh, Lady Black loses the ball. Blessing with an opportunity for a last second play. Got to give it to Svengard. Oh, rattles out. Svengard almost able to hit that buzzer beater there.
I'm surprised that many hit the rim.
Yeah, I mean, the Deer getting far closer than normal, but I think there is a level you could say with the Keystones that uh, they made some changes in the offseason. They did not bring back Damian Myers. They have decided to go with Rebecca as their starting power forward, and they've added a couple of new players on the bench with like Timothy Svengard. So I think they're still kind of learning their help defense as a team, whereas uh, Tennessee, we see that a little bit as well. Rivers joined now, I think his third team in 5 seasons or something like that. Third
Yeah,
team in
just
six
about.
seasons. Uh, his talent has been able
The
to keep him going in terms of production, but on defense, he's not able to do as much help defense without that chemistry. He kind of just has to rely on his own talent to do that, and we see a good distance shot there coming out from Pittsburgh. And the second unit still on the floor for both teams. Bivens finds a bit of a lane, but loses the ball. Shot clock starting to become a problem. He's just going to use that size I talked about earlier to fight his way into the post, but Ivan Divakovic going to come up with the ball. Lane to the
the
basket. That is impressive coming out from Guillaume Fortier, another player that's new to the Pittsburgh Keystones coming on over from Montana. Driving between the two defenders. And the ball's lost. Tipped away. Oh, and they're going to call a backcourt
uh,
violation on Collins.
Fortier was one of the more popular names in free agency to join the Keystone.
Yeah,
Uh,
Fortier, flew a little bit under the radar with the free agents that were out on the market at the time. It's kind of one of those situations where a team found someone they liked and maybe they weren't the number one available, but they
mm.
weren't trying to go necessarily for the number one. They were trying to go for who they felt like clicked with their team and what they were looking for. You see the rookie Collins pulling the ball back over to Black. A little bit of a lane to the basket, and she's going to let it go, but no good defense all over her. Bahova.
Which is kind of, which is
Woo, the
kind of
links.
impressive. Oh, nice one.
Yeah, Pittsburgh starting to pull a little bit away here with that three. That's 6 points now advantage, but wide open is the finger roll coming in from the big Burmese Mountain Dog, Lucas Berger Kane.
Tennessee have been making very easily shots toward the basket.
Shoo. Svengard, you need to calm down a little bit there, buddy. You're making these shots like you're a shooting guard here tonight, not like you're a big old deer. And ooh, a little bit of
Oh,
loss of uh, where they were exactly on the court.
they can't afford to make mistakes like that even in the first half, especially when they're down by 6 points.
Yes, and we see both teams going ahead and making a few subs, bringing a couple of their starters back out on the floor, which we've seen so far tonight has been very even. And now Pittsburgh, can they hold on to the lead that their bench has gifted them? And taking a look at their two divisions, Pittsburgh, only 2 games back from Baltimore. Baltimore kind of taking a little bit lead. Oh, big block
Oh,
there. That was just cruel from Warrior. She just barely had to lean over and stick her paw out to stop that. And answering back a double-digit lead. Here we go. Keystone's up.
oh, there's been a surprising first half so far with Pittsburgh having a 10-point lead right now.
Yeah. Oh, good cleanup there coming out from Kierkegaard, clearing up that missed opportunity with a second chance bucket, dunking it straight away, not pulling it down. Boyce from beyond the arc is no good. You saw a bit of a battle down in the post between Rebecca and River. Two of them get a little shoulder bumps going for that ball, but a great opening there, laying it up and in. I believe, I believe that was Collins, the rookie, getting the ball into the basket there. You got to watch out for all these screens as Magnano finds her way into the post. Is good off the glass. This might be a good time for Tennessee to call a timeout themselves, make it so they can get the rest of their starters back out here. As
Well,
Collins call.
we got 7 minutes to go left in the first half, but yeah, I think they with 8 point down, I think they really should get it. Oh, shot clock. Nope,
Yeah, shot
but
clock
they
was
really
getting in
should
the
get a
way of them
timeout.
there. And a quick play on the other end, but blocked. Able to get the ball back, though, and the second chance bucket is good. And, I mean, Tennessee hasn't used any of their timeouts yet, so, I mean, this would be a good opportunity, but it looks like no, they're going to let the next dead ball be the determining factor. Is Jean Ferdinand been a bit quiet here, but great dish down low to the Mountain Dog, laying it up and in. A great backdoor pass. It's a very tight window to throw that ball.
Yeah, he grabbed that pass ball despite being heavily covered, but that was actually a poor reading by the defender there.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's the challenge of you have to keep yourself between the player and the basket, but when they get behind you, you have to be blocking them, and it's very easy to lose track. Because that's exactly what happens. A backdoor pass, if it makes it through, there's no one there to stop him. As River Gonna try and use his body against Rebecca, not able to get it to fall. An opportunity there missed to cut down on the lead, and Magnato blocked by
Oh,
Warrior. Sorry, not by Warrior, but by Crier, and then Warrior coming in to clean it up.
being able to block shots is very good, but you still have to grab the rebound and not let them have the offensive rebound, hit second chance shots.
Oh yeah, no, you cannot afford. If you're going to go through all the effort of blocking a shot, you better come up with the ball, or it better be sent into the stands. Those are the only two acceptable options.
Mm,
You see substitutions on both sides as Tennessee going for the second free throw here. And good on the second. That's the first foul against Rebecca here tonight. No team in any kind of foul trouble so far. And we do see both teams making substitutions to bring their starters back on the floor. Warrior one-on-one, fighting down against Kierkegaard, but no good. Not able to convert there. And Selby, wide open late to the basket, and despite Garland coming over, the Rabbit just lays it up and in with the finger roll.
Once again, Tennessee with an easy layup look.
Yeah, again, Selby he saw the defense making a little bit of a switch and exploited the gap in the defense and just drove straight to the basket. And here we go. Both teams. Oh, no, I thought they were going to bring out uh, Ferdinand again, but no, they're going to go with Ptolemy Adams here. Give Ferdinand another bit of a minute to rest. And Weber coming up with the steal. 2-on-1 fast break, but not able to get around the defender, so has to slow down. But giving on over to Selby, cleaned up by Kierkegaard. Gets the basket to fall, though.
Once again, emphasizing the importance of offensive rebound and be able to have second shot.
Oh yeah, and ball kicked out, almost kicked
Oh,
out of bounds there. It's going to stay with Pittsburgh. Uh, and I definitely want to look at the stats to see, what team came out on top on offensive rebounds here tonight, because it seems like both teams have really had a chance on both sides to pull down some extra opportunities here. And the rookie Blake matched up against Kierkegaard,
oh,
no good. Selby one-on-one, no one can stop him. Elevates for the dunk, coast to coast, and there's the fast break bucket. You saw the 14-6 run. Tennessee is back in this game.
not only is Shelby a very good player from behind the arc, but he had the speed to be able to outrun the defense to the basket.
Yeah, like I said, he is a very tough cookie to crack on defense because he seems to be able to generate points from anywhere on the floor. And Tennessee, despite being down by 10, now has an opportunity to tie it or take the lead here. But I see a good matchup down in the post if they can get it to Kierkegaard. The shot clock's being their enemy. They're going to give it to Adams from beyond the arc. Oh, great shot there despite the defense.
That 10-point deficit is now a 1-point lead, and a
Yes.
timeout by the Keystone.
And again, that's their third time out now, and I can't blame them. They brought their starters out, and Tennessee starters just had some extra gas in the tank apparently, and we're going to have to see when we go into the second half if the starters or if the bench from Pittsburgh can give their starters a little bit of a cushion. And Weber, great tip there, stealing the ball, trying to take it himself, and he does. The second-year player, the other deer on the Tennessee Moonshiners, getting the steal and converting the basket all by himself. Oh, alley-oop to... Oh, that was a great alley-oop to the deer.
Yes.
Svengard.
Oh, the
I was going to say, it's a deer night, apparently, between River, Weber, and Svengard. Well, less than 2 minutes left to go in Pittsburgh. Trying to remain relevant, trying to go into the second half with a little bit of momentum. And yes, Svengard, they brought him on the floor. Uh, he's being really productive here tonight, and that's what they need from their bench right now. But they also need to stop the Moonshiners on offense. Lady Black laying it up and in.
That was a that was a big mix-up of matchup in size, but she managed to get the shot in.
Yeah, and Svengard, that's his 16th point. He has accounted for almost a third of the points here tonight for the Keystones
And
coming off the bench.
yeah, he's having a career-defining night here so far, but we're still only in the first half. So we'll see how well if he can keep up the endurance for the second half and the pace with the pace he has now.
And Svengard's one of those players that I don't want to say had a rough start to his career. I mean, he was a starter in Williamsburg for a bit and a starter in Alaska. And, came to Pitt and was told, we want you, but you may not always be the go-to starter. So, he's a very talented player that has to, I guess, swallow some ego. I guess in a guard, he's similar to River, and not, you know, he plays his game, and that's it. He's not going to be flashy about it, whether coming off the bench or starting. And Tennessee will have the last bucket, and Black off the front iron, no good. And just like that, we go into the second half with Pitt up by 5, 62 to, oh, sorry, 7. Oh, God. I've lost track of the score already. It'll show up in a second.
62 to 57.
Thank you. I was like, I was just say 672, and I'm like, no, they're not that fast that far. I mean, we're definitely on pace to break 100 here tonight. It just comes down to how these teams are able to uh, make some adjustments at the half. And I definitely don't want to read off stats just necessarily, but Svengard has to be commended for 16 points coming off the bench. Uh, the Keystones, really spraying the ball, and obviously the rookie Evans putting up 12 points as well. And I'm keeping an eye on the.
Well, Garland has not been the best scorer for the team, but he's been rather quiet lately. 2 out of 5 with just 4 points in the first half. But most of the offensive scores was came from the bench, which was a Vanguard.
Yes, between Svengard and Blessing, definitely accounted for more points than uh, many of the starters were able to put up. And it's going to be, I don't want to say a challenge, but both teams really need to clamp down on their opponent's star player right now. As we see with Tennessee, that is Selby. Put up 15 points in the first half. On Pittsburgh, it's Svengard who put up 16 points. Uh, River, despite some big dunks, has only put up 4 points but pulled down 4 rebounds. So for Tennessee, their points really haven't been coming from the paint. It's been, what has been coming from the paint, but not from their bigs. It's been coming from the guards and, fast players.
Yeah, the bench have been doing very well contributing, but I think that the starter should be able to pick it up on the second half this time around.
Yeah, and honestly, uh, that was the Stars were the ones who gave up the 10-point lead. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. The lead was built off of Svengard. So, uh, the starters have to step up here. They can't get shown up like that. And, oh, Rebecca, her first basket of the night is going to be a dunk coming out of the second half.
Oh, hopefully that will be set the tone for the rest of the half. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, well, I mean, both teams want to set a tone. I think that was Fernand's first points as well. Uh, quick
And
answers back.
and managed to do that with two defenders with their arms stretched out. Well,
Yeah, and I mean both teams. I mean we haven't seen Warrior and Kierkegaard really go one on one. They've utilized the screens very well, and there we go, an alley oop to the Jackalope, dunking it down.
hopefully they're gonna get too fancy there with the slam dunks.
Well, I mean you can't if you miss a shot like that, you're gonna have be running laps in training at practice the next day. And there we go, Rebecca, her second basket, turning it on here in the second half. A bit of a missing link in the first in terms of production. Now Ferdinand, his second basket as well.
Yeah, I think I'm beginning to feel that they got quite a talk from their coach during halftime in the locker room.
Well, I mean, it's not like either of them were taking bad shots, and we're gonna see the rookie Evans laying it up and in off the glass. That's his 14th point now. Great showing from him. Second on the team in terms of scoring.
Well, oftentimes when you have a low scoring effort from a player, it's not always taking bad shots. Some oftentimes it's just not taking many shots in the first place. Well,
Oh,
goaltending.
goaltending. Yeah. That is a problem with being almost too tall sometimes is you go for a block that you can reach, but the ball's already on its way down. And not a foul, but going to be a free basket for Pittsburgh. And they're back up by 9 here at home.
There's still a lot more of the
Woo!
game to go. Whoa!
Kierkegaard, don't
Oh,
break that rim. He took it from the 3-point line himself. A bit of speed there from the Jackalope, dunking it down. And a block on the other end. And an alley-oop to River. Okay, Tennessee, apparently you got the momentum going here.
oh, fast break offensive here so far.
Very
Ooh.
explosive is how I describe Tennessee at times, you know. Look at that block. Oh, perfect. It almost went in itself off the block, off the iron. Kierkegaard getting the defensive pressure in, and Pittsburgh will keep the ball after the reach and foul. 14 seconds to do something with it, though. Fading away, difficult shot. Not the kind of opportunities you want to see taken as River wants to go one-on-one here. Stepping in, no good, though.
Oh no! I think he could have just pushed him a little bit further to the basket, but he didn't, and it didn't go in.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want your bigs to really use their bodies. You do take a risk of possibly getting called for a charge when you do that, but he has plenty of fouls to give here. Go for the higher percentage shot. Is Rebecca able to impact that shot there? Going to give it up to the rookie who's on the fast break opportunity, but backs down to the perimeter. Decides to drive in after it's been cleared. Turnaround jumper, difficult shot, but Warrior is wide open to get that offensive board and the putback. They need to box out better to stop free opportunities like that. But there we go. Ferdinand answering back immediately with a fast break.
Uh, though these fast break shots, they're not giving the defense time to set them up.
Not at all. And they're just slipping by, finding a little bit of an open lane. And here we go. Rebecca using her body down in the post, bullying her way against Jean Ferdinand, able to lay it up and in. That's her 8th point in under 5 minutes. Where was this in the first half?
Yeah, exactly. Uh,
Woo!
oh my goodness! Not
Selby.
again.
Selby wanting to get it done, not willing to give up anything. And, I mean, the crowd a bit quiet after those dunks. Definitely heavily favoring Pittsburgh here. I mean, obviously, they are at Pittsburgh, but you still would expect Tennessee fans uh, to make a bit of a presence in the crowd. I see a few jerseys out there. And Rebecca, going for her 10th point, is able to. A different Badger than the first half.
Wow, it's like she was very quiet in the first half, and now all of a sudden, uh, she's waking up big time. Oh, foul.
Well, yeah, you say that, and then
Yeah,
she's upset
I'm
about
I'm
that
beginning
call.
I'm beginning to think that I'm becoming a bit of a jinx here.
I mean, you are sitting in Marcus's seat, so it has to, I think it's the chair, not who's in it, clearly. Got to buy a new chair at this point. And we'll see a bit of subs for both teams. Going to give their starters a bit of a break. Some of them are going to stay out there, though. Bivens. Good on the second. Good, uh, I don't want to say calm, but good nerves held by the rookie, on the road, at the line, down. Obviously, this isn't like it's the finals or anything, but, stress, especially in the first 20 or 30 games for a rookie, where your career could be on the line, it feels like. Making those free throws is a lot harder than people would expect it. Rebecca, did your twin, like, come and play for the first half? Because apparently this is a completely different fur we're seeing in the second.
Well, this is not like the Dumpy sisters,
No, but
but
we have Chantel here. Maybe it's not Chantel. Maybe it's Danica for all we know. But good, quick layup back in from Blessing, and both teams are keeping a very high efficiency, above 60% here. You have to wonder when it's going to crack. And Bivens wants to take a three, not normally his range, but he's so wide open and he hits it.
well, Bivens and Blake are doing. Bivens and Evans are doing a great job showcasing themselves as the rookies here.
And an answer back, an 8-point deficit. We've seen Tennessee wipe it out in pretty much a heartbeat before. So with 17 minutes left to go here, I'm not uh, expecting anything crazy as Whitelatch laying it up back in. It's a tit for tat kind of game here. It's Blessing trying to do a bit of isolation, a little too much mustard on it. Bivens able to kind of bend his defense a little bit, let Bivens in without getting in trouble for a blocking foul, but tries to answer back and do it himself. No good.
A little bit too much force on that shot there.
Exactly. It was a forced shot as Fortier.
Oh,
I think there was a bit of a paw in the ball there, and he kind of had to force through it. And Cryer almost had a bit of a
oh,
lane to the basket, but gave it up to Berger Kane against Rebecca. No good.
kind of funny. We were talking about how good both teams' shots were, and then they get into a little bit of a drought.
Yeah, the defense decides to start picking up just a little bit when needed. But 3 minutes left to go with some change in this third quarter. I think I see the rest of the bench ready to come on the floor whenever, but Jean Ferdinand wants to get a dunk in before that sub out.
Once again, with an easy open lane to the basket. We've been seeing that a whole lot in the game so far.
Yes, and Blessing down to Svengard. Svengard, he's keeping it up in the second half. Him and Rebecca and Blake, the three Furs responsible for Pittsburgh's lead here tonight. Yes, other players have scored, but between the three of them, I think they've scored well over half the baskets. And a little step in there. I believe that was Burger King. Burger King. I'm not going to call him Burger King. Don't sue me, Burger King. Unless you want to sponsor us, and then you can go ahead and give me a call. White Latch passing up the ball to Berger Kane. He's going to dunk it down, though.
Oh, hey,
Delivering
if
that
you wanna
hamburger.
if you want a sponsorship from Burger King, might as well show that highlight over and over.
Very much so. And oh boy, within four here, and Blessing. That's not a great shot selection. She did not set her feet at all for that. Tennessee wants to answer back immediately. Bivens, good matchup against the Horseshoe Crab, laying it up and in. I said earlier we've seen a 10-point lead evaporate in a heartbeat, and what is this but a 2-point lead suddenly? And ooh, Blessing, she's trying to force it. A bit of she needs to calm down just a little bit. I think she's trying to force it because she knows she made a bit of mistake earlier, and now those mistakes are starting to add up. As ooh, the three no good there.
Also, we've been seeing the defense put up much bigger effort in the second half than they did in the first. So while it's gonna be, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a triple-digit point game. The defense have been stepping up so far lately.
Well, now that you've said that, both teams are going to stop miss every shot between now and the end of the game. Thank you, thank you, Jeremiah, for that. Oh, never mind. I take it back. Tennessee at least hit one. That's another shot coming out from the King, from Burger King. Is I think timeout finally going to get called. Well, another timeout from Pittsburgh. You know, they're the only ones here that have made timeouts, and they're the ones who are at home.
Well, we got a complete almost full competitions for both teams so far.
Yeah, and we
Look,
saw we saw some starters sneak back on the floor for Pittsburgh. You saw Garland and Magnano coming back on the floor, and I think that's a little bit like they might have the fresher legs, and Pittsburgh can't afford to let Tennessee build a lead. And Black able to immediately put up a basket there, tying it back up at 92 apiece. And Garland alley oop is good to Svengard.
that was a very nice one. Yes.
Yeah, this is a high scoring game here tonight, and the fight to the paint no good. And those are what I call poor quality shots. You know, there might be like a 20% chance you make them, but those are shots you shouldn't be taking if you have time on the shot clock. You know, if there's still time, you can still reset. You know, Garland doing it one on one there, he found enough of a lane to make it to the basket at least. With the shot clock, you know, the game clock starting to wind down, and with that, we will into the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh holding on to the slimmest of leads, 96 to 92. Question is, can they hold it into this fourth quarter?
Well, Pittsburgh has actually been surprising me so far in this game. They've managed to hold themselves up, but we still have one more quarter to go, and we'll see if Tennessee can catch up. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, blocked, but will get called for the foul. Svengard not happy with that, but you know what? Tennessee will go the line for two. I mean, honestly, I think that may have been on the other fur, not Svengard, but they're going to give it to the tall one. Not that it matters. There's not a any kind of foul trouble at play.
No, actually, the players in both teams have been more careful than usual. I haven't seen anyone having some foul trouble just yet.
Yeah, I mean, we saw like a reach-in foul here and there, and you know, a couple fouls, but and I think that may be something we see in this fourth quarter is the teams may become a bit more aggressive on defense now that I don't want to say they can afford to foul out, but they can afford to give up some fouls here if it means a defensive stop. No good there. Magnano going to bring the ball up for Pittsburgh. An opportunity to add to that lead, but no, tipped. And ooh, Keystones. They will hold on to the ball, the possession, and Selby will be back on the floor for Tennessee.
They had a nice read on the ball and managed to interrupt the play by knocking it out of bounds there.
Yeah, Lady Black giving up on over to, sorry, Lady Black with the, give Wallier with the ball, giving it into Magnano, laying it up and in. Magnano, a bit of a journey for herself. You know, been around the league on a couple different teams.
7 point lead for Pittsburgh.
And Selby trying to get it down to four with a three from beyond the arc, and he
Oh,
does.
he is becoming a big threat. Either either inside the arc or outside the arc. Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. And honestly, how do you defend a fur like that? I mean, you almost have to concede you're going to be giving up points here and there. And Garland driving to the paint himself, the white line able to get a little bit of separation. Maybe there was a little bit of shove on the jump up, but and maybe the refs are being a little bit lenient here tonight as well, and that's kept the fouls down. Selby, isolation play, just steps in and goes for 22 points here tonight.
Shelby is definitely a shoe-in for player of the game if they win this game.
Well, for Pittsburgh, there's going to be a question if it goes to them, because that's Blake hitting a three. You got Blake, you got Svengard. Rebecca apparently decided to show up in the second half. Uh, if you look at only her second half performance, she should probably win it.
Yeah, definitely.
But like you said, Selby getting it done for Tennessee's keeping them close with the step and jumper. And honestly, Svengard 10 of 13, where Selby has I think 11 of like 18. You know, his shooting has been a little bit less efficient, but he has been there for the team. And Warrior not willing to concede even an inch. 7-point lead still. And here's the problem: if Selby is being relied on too much, the defense is going to start making adjustments. As we saw there, Warrior was ready to help out on defense.
Yeah, definitely. If they rely on too much, then they'll be able to. Oh, gee. But Shelby with the foul there.
Well,
But
to
if
be
they
fair,
rely on him too much. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good. To be fair, I think that was going to be a guaranteed basket if he didn't foul. So the fact that she missed the first free throw actually saved a point.
Yeah.
Mm,
But honestly, if they rely on just one player, even someone like Shelby too much, then that could leave uh, them with a possible open player if they start to double team him. But even
exactly.
then, that's still a risk.
Exactly. And, they really haven't had anyone from beyond the arc. And, oh, River rejected by
Oh,
Warrior.
oh, nice.
Even though Ulysses tried to rush the shot. And Warrior did miss both her free throws. So that block there is good. And, ooh, the drive to the basket. Dunking it down. I believe that was number 16, Weber, with the big dunk coming out from the Deer.
We've been seeing some very nice. Oh, what was that?
Rebecca apparently plays volleyball because, she got tossed that ball and she just tapped it in from 5 feet out there, and that takes some serious touch from that distance to tap it in. That's like a volleyball player setting the ball.
That was a strange shot, but hey, if it worked, it worked.
Yeah, I expected her. I think the defense also expected her to pull it down as Kierkegaard. He can't dunk it. He just guides the ball to the basket there. 5-point game, and with 7 minutes left to go, Tennessee does need to start, getting some stops here. They gotta gain extra possessions compared to Pittsburgh if they want to cut this lead down. But they're gonna go their rookie who is stripped by River.
Just as soon as you said that.
I know. And that's a great way to do it, Rebecca. That's her second foul, but it's going to send Selby. And Rebecca's pissed at that call. And she knows it too, because that's an and one opportunity for the Rabbit. A chance to bring this back to a 2-point game. And we're going to see Jean Ferdinand coming on the floor. Black will be seated. Starters are back on the floor now.
Only a 3-point game, but there's 6.5 minutes to go. So there's still plenty. Well, okay, 2-point game now, but it. Even though there's still plenty of time, the window is closing slowly.
Well, that is
Well,
one way to strip it from Warrior. And a fast break, Jean Ferdinand from beyond the arc is good, taking the lead, Tennessee. But as you
Well,
said, Jeremiah, 6 minutes left to go, so it is still anyone's game.
just as soon as we talked about Tennessee needing to make some stops, they would have been making some stops. It's almost as if someone's been listening into us as we were talking to the sidelines here.
Yes. And Pittsburgh able to make the first. Blake Evans at the line. The rookie's been really showing up here tonight, and I like you said, I am impressed by his performance. As one of the top picks in the draft, he was uh, a lot of pressure was being put on him to perform, and so far he's lived up to it as the third
Well,
overall pick in this last year's draft.
well, being a top five pick, it is a whole lot of pressure, like you said. But if he can stay consistent, then and perform well, I think he he would be a got after player by the time he becomes a free agent in about 2 years.
Yes, and like I said, I'm assuming Pittsburgh will definitely want to keep him with what he has shown here tonight. And there you see a double team coming against Weber, trying to get him to create a turnover, but no dice there. And Fernand wide open off that. Sorry, Selby wide open off that screen is able to make it work. And Tennessee now up by 3 in Pittsburgh. They can't afford to panic. They need to be smart with every possession. And as you see, Warrior starting to be a little bit fatigued here, but able to still make the basket. That's her 14th. One rebound shy of a double double here.
And 7 out of 8, that's a very good shooting effort.
Yeah, and the alley oop to River. He's been getting. River demands the ball to be delivered to him as close to the basket as possible.
It's kind of funny. I recall a couple of years ago, Ryder actually stated that he's not a big fan of slam dunk, but because he said 2 points is 2 points.
Well,
But I think he's finally becoming a little bit more open to doing them.
yeah, and we see Jean Ferdinand with another lay in there. And to be fair, the dunk is one of the most efficient ways to get the ball to the basket. You know, you put the ball
Definitely,
in there
yeah.
with your own two paws, it ain't going anywhere. Warrior down low against.
Oh,
Yeah, Warrior almost lost the
almost lost
ball.
it. Almost lost it.
Well, now it's blocked by River. Garland, bad matchup. He had to use his speed there, and he just had no time with the shot clock. Tennessee, they can actually afford to slow down here a bit. 5 points. Be consistent. Oh, the defense tries to come over to help, but not in time. River pushing it to 7 now.
I think this is the biggest lead that the Moonshiners have had all game, and what a time to do it in this game.
Yeah, I think the last big lead Tennessee had was 5-0 to start the very game, but Warrior, she's not willing to stop, putting up yet another basket.
Warrior is definitely becoming a very big key and the Pittsburgh competitiveness in the game so far.
Yeah, she's a rock for them, and that's what they need. Ooh, we see a double team right there. How are they gonna? Oh no, it's gonna be a jump ball situation, and a little bit of
Oh,
emotion there coming out.
oof.
Yeah, River
I
not
think
very happy with that.
and Pittsburgh wins the jump shot.
Well, yeah, between Warrior and River, I was gonna go with Warrior. And Kierkegaard, his third, with 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. He has three more to give, so unlikely to foul out. And you see River over there talking to him, trying to uh, get him back in the right set of mind. They need to clamp down on defense here. Is off the front iron from the rookie there. Good on the second though. 4 point game. So if you do your math, that's two possessions. That means Tennessee can just hold the ball and burn 48 seconds off the clock. That still leaves plenty of time though, so they need a basket here to really put the pressure on Tennessee, and they go to Selby, who's not able to convert it there. Blake wants the ball. He wants to be the hero tonight. Jumping in, no good. Same situation. Tennessee. A basket here doesn't put the dagger in it, but it definitely lowers the chances. And immediately the double team comes out again. River dishes it though, and that's what you were talking about. The double team is a double-edged sword, but not able to convert.
Well, we got a minute and a half to go left, though.
Yeah, not a lot of time, and Pittsburgh has to make a basket. And they see Warrior open in the paint. A little too much, though. River right behind. Must have
Oh.
heard a couple hoof stomps. Able to impact the shot. Oh, River to Kierkegaard for the alley-oop. Now,
Very nice, very nice.
6-point game. A 3 is a big ask here, but that might be what they need to go for. But no, Blake wants to step inside now. This is where the time becomes a problem. As I said earlier, 48 seconds. Pittsburgh can just stand there and burn 48 seconds pretty much off the clock, forcing them to foul. They're obviously going to still try and score as River up against Rebecca, and Rebecca comes out on top.
Oh, just off the rim.
And Magnano, fast break opportunity. They want a quick basket here. As much time on the shot clock as they can. No good. Might be the game there. Might try and go for a steal, but they're going to have to foul soon in
They need
Pittsburgh.
to foul him. They have to foul him very quickly. What
Well-
they're doing, then
Well, so here's the thing. If they miss the shot, they have timeouts. So they don't have to foul. But Selby, they're going to go for 3, and it's good, and that is the dagger. And even though they're going to call timeout here. So,
I think that is the final nail to the coffin. That three-pointer.
yes, that puts them up by 7. And I get what Pittsburgh was going for there. The idea was, hey, they're up by 4. If we let them take the shot, if they miss it, we call a timeout, or we pass the ball up real quick, score, and then go for the foul immediately. And they're going to let Boyce go for 3, and it is good, but keep in mind, there's 4-point difference in 12.5 seconds. They have to foul on the inbound. And actually, I think they might sub their starters back in, because there is still a chance now.
But they have to not only make their shot, but hopefully they have to hope that Tennessee makes theirs. Well, there we go.
Well, so Tennessee wants to call timeout. So Tennessee, what they're doing here, they have to make sure they get the ball inbounds. That is their goal. That's what this timeout is for, is drawing up the inbound and talking about what to do if they don't get it. Because if Pittsburgh steals the ball here, they run down the court, hit a 3. Obviously, they get the inbound in, and they're going to go the line for 2. So, if Tennessee makes both here, it puts them up by 6, which is still a 2-possession game if they can get their 3s. And we're going to see Pittsburgh call a timeout after this in all likelihood as well. Yes.
And she makes both of them.
Exactly. So now Pittsburgh, they're going to probably keep their three-point shooters in. This might be them subbing in all their three-point shooters. They're going to try and take a quick 3, hopefully make it, and then hope to steal the ball in the inbound and then hit another 3. Unlikely, yes, but technically possible. I could rookie. Are they going to go the rookie or Garland? They do go the rookie, but no. Over to Magnano. From beyond the arc is no good, and
No good.
oh, they're still going to foul. Warrior is not happy. She's just going to go ahead and foul, even though that is the game. And you see River getting some high fives. He's going to head to the line for 2. Not really. He can afford to miss both of them, honestly. With only 4 seconds left and no timeouts, Pittsburgh does not have a chance. And yeah, as we see, both teams actually are going to do some subs. There's no reason in the last 4 seconds of the game. As River does hit both, and with that, that is going to be the game. And Tennessee is going to walk away with a win on the road here. Jeremiah, what are your takeaways here tonight?
Well, I'm just gonna say that I'm impressed by Pittsburgh managing to keep the lead for most of the game, and they've done quite well so far. But they just ran out of gas by the end of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, all their players really were scoring pretty well. I mean, it just the defense was not able to shut down Tennessee. You look there, Rebecca had no points in the first half. That stat line is very good for a starter, especially one who basically didn't do anything in the first half. You have, every other starter putting up at least 10 points. Yes, Ulysses probably won some of those three-pointers backs he took. I mean, 0 for 6, not where he wants to be, but you look at Svengard, the sixth for basically of the game, carried the bench for Pittsburgh and gave them those leads.
And speaking of Rebecca, she was a perfect 7 for 7 in the second half. But I have a feeling that she's gonna wish like what what was she doing in the first half? You know, maybe if she done more effort in the first half, then maybe Pittsburgh would have a much better chance of winning the game. I'm not sure. I can only speculate at this point. But she done very well in the second half, just not enough.
Yeah, whereas the Tennessee Moonshiners, obviously, you see Selby putting up 32 points. Not the most efficient night for him, but still very good. And, the rest of the stars picked up as well. I mean, River putting up 14 points. He only had four in the first half. Uh, Jean Ferdinand putting up 13. I think he also had zero in the first half. So they kind of picked it up there in the second, and Bivens, the other rookie, both rookies tonight really showing up. One coming off the bench, one uh, starting. I mean, there were other rookies. I'm not discounting Collins either. I think Collins had that big three and a couple points as well. Sorry, no, the field goal and the two free throws. So, the rookies showed up here tonight, and that's a big thing for both teams because uh, they have some veterans to kind of lead them, but they definitely need their rookies to be that, high energy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think before they meet again later in the season, I think Pittsburgh going to go look through a lot of game tape and see if they can figure out how to contain Arthur Shelby. Definitely.
Oh yeah, all the teams are going to have to. Again, Selby's one of those players you have to game plan around. You got to figure out how you're going to stop him, and then after you do that, you got to figure out how you're going to stop River, and then after that, you got to figure out how you're going to stop Kierkegaard. And by then, all
Mm-hmm.
your team is just, double teaming, and you have no one guarding Jean Ferdinand or a Weber. So Tennessee's a tough team to defend because you can stop one, but they have a lot of talent in that starting lineup.
Yeah, definitely. And also you have to adjust on how to stop the bench.
Oh yeah,
And oftentimes, the bench can really uh, determine if you're going to have a say a 25 and the 25 win game or a 55 win game, so to speak,
yeah, and I mean we look at
on
this.
season. I mean, season.
Yeah, we look at this game. I mean, we talked about the Pittsburgh bench, but actually, it was the Tennessee bench that outscored them. And I mean, obviously, uh, Svengard with 20 points off the bench carried the Keystones, but 49 total points for the Tennessee Moonshiners. So really, in the end, the bench had just a little bit more to give from the Moonshiners, and they were hitting their threes. Whereas, we talked about Garland missing six threes. That definitely tanked from beyond the arc for them, and you have to look at that and say, well, he probably wishes he had a few of those back. But
Yeah, I agree. Yep.
any final takeaways before we head off tonight, Jeremiah?
Well, I think that Tennessee is really shaping up to be not only a playoff contender, but I think they can also they also can go deep into the playoff as long as they stay healthy and remain consistent on their game. And I really do think that the Moonshiners are going to go deep in the playoff if they can stay this momentum for the rest of the season. And how for Pittsburgh, as we both know, they've been struggling the last couple seasons, but I think they finally made some good moves in the offseason and it's beginning to reward them so far. But we're still very early in the season, so we'll see how the rest of the season goes for both teams.
Yeah, Pittsburgh definitely impressed me tonight, and you have to keep in mind with Pittsburgh, theoretically Blake should be getting better as the year goes on. As a rookie, usually you have a little bit of you either come in on fire or you have a bit of a slow start. Right now he's on fire, and we don't know if this is his peak or if this is just the beginning. And if this is just the beginning, Pittsburgh can make a late season run. I feel like to make the playoffs, especially with the core they have around him. Uh, on the defensive side, they just need to step it up a little bit here.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I actually would not be surprised if Pittsburgh can at most get maybe uh, a seventh or an eighth seed in the playoff. But again, we're still very early in the season, and so we still have to wait and see what goes on for them.
Yeah, and thank everyone for joining me. Thank you once again, Jeremiah.
Thank you. It's been a great pleasure watching this game. It's been pretty exciting, and I hope to come back and commentate with you once again.
Yes, and once again, I was Ryan Eastman, and I will see all of you next time. The next Sports Den will hopefully be just as exciting as this one. Have a good night, everyone.